Did you hit save?
That's it.
Yeah, you should be good then.
Oh, there's the agenda. All right, good evening. I'll call to order the Hampton Township Council meeting for Wednesday, March 11th, and we will start with the pledge. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Blackburn?
Present.
Ms. Fritsch?
Present.
Mr. Midgley?
Present.
Mr. Sholey? Dr. Johnson?
Present.
Mr. Speakman?
Present.
Mr. Shuli's absence is excused this evening. All right, we will start with administration, please.
Yes, the Commonwealth just recently opened up the Greenways Trails and Recreation Grant Program. It broadly funds recreation projects and facilities up to $250,000. Last year, we had submitted for replacing the existing sodium lights and the control system for McCully Fields 2 and 3. We didn't get funded last year. As with most grant programs, the more often you apply for the same project, the more likely it is to get funded, especially given the age of the equipment up there, the inefficiency of it, the lighting pollution it creates, especially onto McCully Road. We're proposing to apply for the project again. We'd be seeking $250,000. The match we would probably be putting up is anywhere from $150,000 to $190,000. So we'd be looking at the total project cost. It's probably about $400,000 to $440,000, depends on pricing at this point.
And is that to replace the lights on all of the fields, or was it
Just
a
two
couple?
and 2 and 3.
Two and three, okay.
The
Field,
smaller two fields.
yeah.
Okay.
The larger field is very expensive. It's probably just in and of its own right $300,000. So, but that's going to be the resolution that comes before council to submit that grant in 2 weeks.
All right. Anyone have any questions? All right. Anything else for administration?
Nothing.
Public safety, please.
Okay, as council's aware, we have 3 camera systems located at 3 different intersections along Route 8. They're known as LPRs, or license plate readers, and they also have overhead cameras that monitor the intersections. Those are located at Route 8 at Hardee's, Route 8 at Wildwood, and Route 8 at Duncan. And that system was put in several years ago. It's just recently updated, but with the District Attorney of Allegheny County sponsored funding when we installed those along with other municipalities in the area, and it's consistently grown. So we have some gaps in our coverage of these intersections, and I have asked council to approve a capital expenditure of up to maximum out of $20,000 to place a system in at Hardee's and Wildwood Road. Hardee's and Wildwood Road, that intersection there with that traffic light. Wildwood Road is a major artery in and out of the township into the North Hills area, and we'd like to put a system in there. Over the years, the system has proven its worth, from everything from hit and runs to motor vehicle accidents to retail thefts to a multitude of other incidents that involve us to do some investigation. So I'm asking council to approve the expenditure for that, and I believe that will come in under the $20,000, but just based on costs and everything going up, that would cover it. So the initial estimate was $15,754.
Is that the intersection where they had that school bus accident a few years ago?
Hardee's and Wildwood?
Yeah.
This is by Jeweler's.
Yeah, it's over by Jeweler's. I thought that they had a few years ago. I mean, it's a good place to have it, because I
Yeah.
think there's actually like quite a few traffic incidences over there.
Oh, it turns
Yeah,
into
that's
Wildwood
what Hard-
Sample?
Yeah.
Isn't that
Right?
Yeah, it's Wildwood Sample. Headed
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's over near
south.
Jeweler's, yeah. Isn't that where that?
Hardee's and Route 8, that was years ago.
That was
Oh,
by,
that was-
by the sheets.
Oh, that was by the sheets.
Oh, that was by the sheets.
Then
Okay,
they-
my
I know what you're
mistake.
talking
and then
My
we did that
mistake.
intersection.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. My
You're
mistake.
referring to the one where the gentleman was pinned in the vehicle?
The bus ran over the
Yeah.
car, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
My mistake.
No, that was very sad.
Anyone have any questions about this item? I literally just did see a news article this morning about a series of home break-ins being solved in Murraysville in part due to this type of a system.
You can literally put a license plate into this, or you could put in, if you know you have a hit and run accident that occurred up at Wildwood and Route 8, we could put in the system that the vehicle was going south, we could put it in that it was a white pickup truck, and these cameras will capture every white pickup truck that went through the intersection, even in the dark. And then that way we can locate the license plate number and investigate it from there.
All right, so no questions?
I'll just add that it will, there's an ongoing cost that will be incurred. So the internet connection that will be required for the camera will be probably an extra $1,800 a year, plus whatever maintenance and repairs ongoing. So a little extra operating cost.
All right, item B. You were talking.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, we have an executive session just to discuss the current status of the police labor negotiations. Let's just leave it at that.
All right. Chief, anything else for public safety?
I do not.
All right, community services, please.
I'll get this one too. The township, through the efforts of Melanie Martino, received a GEDTF grant last year in the amount of $40,000. This grant's kind of different. Usually you do the resolution when you apply for the grant. You actually, in this case, do the resolution after you get the grant. So we're going to be seeking a approval at the next council meeting, a resolution authorizing Melanie and myself to sign all of the documents associated with this grant. We're looking to use the grant to purchase new picnic tables in the park. The current ones there have kind of seen better days. I don't see anyone shaking their head saying no to that one. So I know there's a price in the packet. The one point I would make, that particular company, we're not going to be approving any sales or anything like that at the next council meeting. Because the resolution has to be signed not only on our end, but then at the county end. So until that, we couldn't make a purchase. The pricing may change a little. That company is changing their CoStars membership up over the next 30 days. So they'll have a new CoStars membership at hopefully at some point in either April or May, and we'll have another quote come in. So we'll have more discussion at that time.
All right, any questions? All right.
As you, let's see, this is the resolution.
Yes. And there's a contract that follows the resolution that we
Well,
can't execute until the
So
resolution.
in the document, it's talking about the additional funding to meet the estimated price. And that's taking away from the bocce courts. And the bocce courts actually doesn't have enough money in that budget to balance this estimated cost. So I'm just going to make you aware.
Yes.
We haven't really talked about it. So the grant's for 40. The price was 69,000
60
or
something.
Yeah.
whatever.
65.
There's 20,000 that was set aside for the bocce. So it doesn't really, it's still going to be a little shy.
So if we do the picnic benches, you're saying that we'll have to put off the bocce courts for a year, or,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, that was the proposal from Melanie, and which I would support as well, just given the current condition of those courts. Also, this grant requires that we spend the money within, the project has to be underway within 180 days of the execution of the contract, so didn't want to look that money in the eye, and knowing obviously the condition of those benches and tables, or those tables, I should say. So.
All right, anyone else have any questions or concerns?
Just to get under the dollars, can we decrease the number of benches we buy?
We
or-
could.
I didn't know if there was some ratio that we had to maintain with our matching funds versus their.
There is not. We were just trying to do it so we could replace all the benches. Again, knowing this particular vendor who we're going to purchase from is changing their CoStars membership, that may affect discounts and pricing, so
In our favor or against?
I have no idea.
We don't know. We
Sort
don't
of
know yet.
asking.
Yeah, my honest guess is it probably doesn't greatly affect it one way or another, but I just don't know. They're trying, right now what happens, my understanding with Yaka is they are not members of CoStars, but they can quote other contracts through CoStars. They want to join CoStars, so the discount will be on their end. So how that affects, I don't think it's one great one way or another, but that's just where we're at right now.
Okay, anyone else?
Where are the bocce courts?
That was one thing we were trying to work through as to where to place them. I mean,
Wow.
I know I have some ideas. Susan, do you have some ideas?
Yeah, there's, I think, a number of different ideas. There hasn't been a
Yeah.
final decision where to put them.
And how much do we think the bocce courts would cost?
It was budgeted at 20,000. I have no idea what they would actually cost. It depends on how you want to do them. I mean, if we want to do them with synthetic turf, I mean, that's going to cost more than just putting a gravel bocce court in. So, yeah.
And how much interest has there been in bocce courts?
Over the years,
Yeah.
but there's been some interest. Not like overwhelming, but there
Not
has
like
been.
pickleball.
Not, oh no, yes, not like pickleball at all.
No.
But it's, yeah, there's been some requests.
Would people be more interested in bocce courts than the trail that goes through people's backyards for those that showed up last week?
Just want to clarify, it won't go through anyone's yards. It would be exclusively on township property.
Yeah.
Correct. So, but is there more interest for bocce courts than that trail?
So use
Don't
the,
know.
use the
Don't know.
trail money to bocce court.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would say two things. I mean, obviously the trail project being identified in the comp plan is one, and, you know, there was a significant amount of public outreach with that. But two, you're going to have a better idea as you get as we get a finalized design and actually meet with residents and can show them where this potential trail will go. I think that's when you're really going to know if there's interest. So,
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things in that comp plan.
Yeah.
And we're not doing, all of them.
not yet.
Yeah, I guess, you pick and choose as to, what way,
Yeah.
order in which to do them, right? So, I'm just trying to, just because it's in the comp plan,
Yes.
while that gives us, the freedom to, let's do this, there are things over time. At one point, the comp plan comes a little obsolete in a way where maybe that project isn't as much of a priority as maybe something else that they didn't think of at the time. So I think we just have to, sometimes we just
Yeah.
sort of have to, roll with it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying anything one way or another, I'm just bringing it up, like, we're not to be married
Yeah.
to one sort of thing.
No, that's fair.
Certainly something to consider.
Yeah.
Right. Anything else on item A? Item B, please.
Good evening, everybody. Bids are due and will be open next Wednesday for the 2026 construction equipment rental and construction tradesman program. We'll have a memo recommending awards of contracts for your regular meeting. Any questions? You're looking at me like.
Same process as years past.
Yes,
Yes.
same annual process. We've already received 4 sealed bids, so
Oh,
that's a good.
wonderful.
Yeah.
All right. Does anyone have any questions about item B? All right, let's move on to item C, please.
Okay. Item C is the possible paving of Phase 1 and Phase 2 of the Community Park Trail. And there's gonna be it's a separate contract for the trail around the pond, just in case there's not enough money for it. We would rather do all of the trail for Phase 1 and Phase 2. Those bids are due next Wednesday as well, so we'll have a recommendation for you for your regular meeting.
All right, anyone have any questions?
I don't have a question about C. I was curious to know whether you've made any progress whatsoever with the state regarding a path on Macaulay Road.
No. The state will not do it.
They
They've
said-
already indicated from Green Grove to the high school, they have no indication of doing it. And I can tell you from the high school to Tomnick, they will not. They're going to be paving. It's my understanding they're still paving it this year. But they're not changing anything other than repairing the storm sewers that are already existing, because we have advised them there's some drainage issues and they're just repairing what's already there that needs repaired, and milling and paving. They have no intention to even work with us for any type of trail or connectivity.
That's a shame. There's a lot of people that do that Rachel Carson Trail that end up on Macaulay, not to mention the school kids and
And
bikers.
that was
and
through
stuff
the
like
state
this.
representative's office.
Yeah.
So.
All right, anyone have any questions or comments about item C? All right, anything else for community services?
I have nothing else.
Environmental services, please.
Thank you, Madam President. The first item, if I could defer to the manager, please.
Yeah. I talked a little bit about this last month. We did not bring it through for action at that meeting in February, just because of the Callista change order. So I wanted to at least give this one its special time and dedication, I suppose. As everyone's aware, KLH had submitted a previous request for a change order for in the neighborhood of $80,000 for general engineering, and then the resident observer services collectively. In evaluating it on our end, our biggest concern is the RO. I mean, as Jim can attest, having someone down there to inspect construction of the contractors, as well as give them feedback, is vitally important. The initial change order that was given previously back in September of 2024 raised the RO by $95,000. The budget for the whole project was $465,000. It went to $560,000. The expenses for the RO, especially at the end of this project, have been pretty high. It's averaging about $12,000 to $15,000 a month as the contractors kind of race to get things done. They've already exceeded the money allotted for the RO. We're proposing a change order in the neighborhood, a change order of $55,000 seemed to be the number that KLH and we had settled on, at least at the staff level. So I think that gets them basically to where they are now. They're at about $620,000. This would get them to about $615,000. They still have some other items that they can draw down on, SCADA, some prints, and some final inspections as well. But I think this comes close to making them whole on the RO side. My concern would be just it's a monetary endeavor for them, shockingly, like every other contractor we deal with. And, at some point they would have to remove the RO from the site in order to break even. They're down there today. I mean, the RO is going to be coming in and out of that site as the punch list has gone through. And it's very important to have them there to make sure that things are done as they were spec'd. So, that said, we're going to be recommending that we authorize a change order with KLH in the amount of $55,000 for the resident observer services for the project, which, as with last month, you can all do begrudgingly, should you so feel inclined.
All right, what about the change order request for the?
General engineering,
Yes.
They're not beyond the budget for that right now. Or actually, I think they might be close to it, I should say, at this point. But beyond that, general engineering really isn't an issue at this point. I mean, the engineering work is pretty much done. At this point, it's just inspecting what's being built, and that's our primary concern. So
the change order that we'll vote on in 2 weeks is
Yeah.
only for the resident observer
Yes.
resident observer portion at
Yes.
$55,000.
yes.
Okay. Anyone have any questions or concerns?
Do we have a kind of a running total like we've had before as to where we stand financially, as far as, we've had a couple other change orders come in since the last time Chris Lackner
Yeah.
presented, or
Yeah.
I've seen one of the
We
financial
can
overviews.
we can get you that. Yes, we have that. He has.
There
he
you
has.
ask that
Jerry has his own list as well, which Jerry's maybe a bit more in-depth and historical than KLH's than the current list that we have.
I will say that Rob and I have been going back and forth on SCADA.
Yes, you have.
And clarifying a lot of things. And it does appear that there was a $30,000 item that was built into KLH's original proposal contract in SCADA that will not be used. Okay, so you can say we can, that can be money then that helps to offset the increase or the change order for the RO. So we are we will still have a substantial surplus
Yeah.
in the bond money at the end.
Yeah.
So I don't have a concern on that part. And,
Yeah.
yeah,
But we can get you a running.
Yeah.
We can
Yeah.
get you a breakdown based on the last report to now in terms of additional change orders and where things stand.
That would be nice to have,
Yeah,
thank you.
that's fine.
Didn't we have a discussion of last bite at the apple
Yes, we
Yes,
did.
we did.
yep.
2 bites ago?
Yeah. And like I said, I think the hardest thing is
I-
for any especially on the inspection side, it's not under your control
Yeah, it's
because you're
moving.
entirely subject to the contractor doing the work.
Yeah. It's not like
Yeah.
we're buying more stuff that was forgotten.
No.
All right,
That's
anyone
all that
else?
is.
Anyone else have any questions or concerns? All right, item B.
Thank you. We are recommending the award of a contract through CoStar's Cooperative Purchasing Program to Insight Pipe Contracting for the Go-Ahead Run Interceptor rehabilitation work and releasing of the funds from the Capital Improvement Fund. This is per my memo from March 2nd, or March 4th, I'm sorry.
Anyone have any questions or comments? All right, anything else for environmental services?
I have nothing unless there are questions. Okay, thank you.
All right, zoning and planning, please.
Thank you. So we are nearing the end of the process for enacting the new zoning ordinance and our new saldo as well. A public hearing is going to be held at the community center before March 25th council meeting. At this time, staff hasn't made any recommendations, and we will be making those recommendations after the public hearing. We hear back from the public on that.
All right, anyone have any questions about item A? Do you want to note, the public hearing is taking place at the community center, as will our meeting. So don't come here in 2 weeks, go up to the community center.
But the meeting still starts at 7:30.
Yes.
Yes.
2 meetings, March 25th.
2 meetings?
That is, never mind, I'm still.
One meeting, we'll have a public hearing with the meeting. So
Yes.
7:30, great
Yep.
rooms.
Next meeting.
All right, item B, please.
Yes, so in accordance with section 10.615 of the zoning ordinance, DSR Incorporated is requesting change of use approval for a property located at 2330 Wildwood Road. It is in the light industrial zoning district. The property formerly housed the Automotive Systems Warehouse Distribution Center. The applicant is requesting multi-use approval for a warehouse and light industrial, which is permitted in the LI zoning district. The applicant is in the process of submitting a revised narrative so that Gateway can accurately review their business operations and verify they are in compliance with our requirements. At last discussion, Gateway stated that it is in order to be considered, and the applicant, I believe, is also here. Yes, and they have a PowerPoint presentation here. I'm gonna pull up. Sorry.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
My name's Bill Moldovan. I'm with Kimley Horn, here representing Detroit Switch, Inc. Dan Bentz and his family are all out of the country on a vacation. He would have liked to have been here. I just want to take a few minutes. I know that we'll have the opportunity to put a presentation together to this group. I thought it was important to introduce myself, introduce what Detroit Switch does, what we've gotten back from the township's various reviewing entities, and then really just maybe last touch on some of the things that we're still working with Gateway to resolve prior to the meeting in a few weeks. Dan will do a much better job at describing what they do, but they're in the business of assembling mechanical switches, fail-safe mechanical switches for mission-critical environments. They do work for the Navy, shipbuilders, railroads. It is primarily an assembly operation that will be happening in that building at 2330 Wildwood Road. They've been in business for 55 years, family-owned. They have 26 employees. They don't have any intent to grow. They've been in the business for a while. They're one of the few that are in the business. And like I said, Dan will be here in a few weeks to answer any questions about the operations and logistics. I just want to, this is a great one right here. I just want to talk about the submission documents that we've made. We made the change of use application in February 2026. We've received comments from the police department with no comment, Director of Environmental Services with no comment. I've worked with Roger and James in the past. They've met with the applicant, and they've been discussing some of the things that they had in their in their letter. Code enforcement, fire marshal, there's ongoing communication between the applicant and the township. I know there was some discussion in particular about assigning the address on Wildwood Road. It does not exist. It did not exist when Dan applied. It exists now. It's on a telephone pole. So I know that was one item. The second was a Knox box that did not exist on the project or at the property. That has been ordered, and the intent is to work with the township and fire marshal as needed to make sure that all of their concerns or your concerns are resolved. Gateway Engineering, we had a February 24th letter from Joe Sykes. We received a letter today from Gateway and Joe again with some additional clarification and confirmations from some of the outstanding items. One was parking. There were three items: parking, lighting, and loading are the three outstanding items right now. And if you go to the last page I have of this PowerPoint or this PDF, just go to the end if you can. Yeah, from a parking perspective, I think in Gateway's letter we still have a little bit of clarification to make with them. There's 28 parking spaces on the site existing. As I said, 26 employees. The ordinance provision, it goes by either employees or a ratio of parking spaces to square footage of the proposed uses. It's whichever is greater. In this instance, I think the employees are going to be the greater of the two. Right now, Gateway's letter says that we need 12 spaces. I don't think that's correct. I do think that we need 12 spaces for the 10,000 square feet that Detroit Switch intends to use. But there is a remaining 32,000 square feet in that building. It's 42,000 square feet. So just doing the math and that the balance of 32,000 square feet, it's at 11 additional spaces. So regardless of how we cut it and how we determine it, I think we're going to come to an agreement with Gateway that the existing 28 parking spaces meets the township ordinance requirements. I did just want to talk to this group about that at this point because I think we're getting a little bit more clarity. Lighting was not included in today's letter from Gateway. It was in the first letter from February 24th, so I want to clarify that with Gateway. I don't want to leave anything unturned. Detroit Switch's intent is to do what's required to I guess, comply with the ordinances. They intend to be here for a long time. They want to do business here for a long time. So we'll just have to work through whether or not, right now, what we submitted was some light levels that were recorded with some photometric sensors. I think what we're going to be required to do is actually provide a photometric plan. And I don't know right now, because we haven't done it, what the results of that plan will be. I think we're going to have to add some lights in places. I don't know. I think maybe we have some discussion. We'll have information that's been submitted to the township before the meeting in a few weeks. And then hopefully we come to some agreements about how council wants to move forward with either installing new lights or leaving it as is, but the applicant is fully intending to work with the township. And then loading, we meet the loading space requirement for the existing loading zone that's out there. There's some additional provisions in the ordinance that Gateway's asked us for some more information. So I'm just here today to, present, the application, give you a little bit of background about what we've done, and answer any questions that you have. Otherwise, we'll be back in a few weeks to get a little bit more detail and kind of close the gaps of the things that are still open.
So did you say that it is your intention to have the lighting plan done and submitted before the next meeting in 2 weeks?
Yeah, we would like
Okay.
to do that, yes.
Anyone have any questions?
I have a bunch of questions, just
Go for it.
just more curiosity about Detroit Switch. Is where are you coming from? Why are you coming here? Those kind of just why here? Why?
They're a Pittsburgh company. They've been in the north side.
Okay.
North side, North Shore, north side.
I'm old enough for it to be the north side.
Yeah. So right now, my understanding is their lease, has them looking for new space. This was a property that was available. We worked with them through the Alta survey, phase 1 environmental site assessment, to make sure that they could, feel comfortable about purchasing the property.
Yep.
It met their needs, and they're everything that I've been working with them for probably 6 months now, and everything that I've dealt with.
Despite Detroit, they're a Pittsburgh company.
They're a Pittsburgh company, yeah, they are. But Dan will be here, and I don't know. I think it's a testament to who they are, the fact that they all vacation together, and this was something that was just unfortunate timing, but they'll be here in 2 weeks.
Yes, we'll chat. Excellent.
Yeah.
And just, this doesn't have any effect on their approval process. The owner is actually a township resident. That's one of the reasons as well.
Okay. You wanted a shorter commute to work. I can understand that.
I can certainly understand that.
Yeah.
But the intention is just to move their current operation from Beaver Avenue up to Hampton, not really expand it or shrink it?
Nah, they don't intend to expand what they're purchasing, what they've purchased and own in Hampton right now is sufficient for their, from what he's telling me, the duration. They don't have expansion intentions.
Okay.
And I know the site. I've worked close to the site before. It's tight. So from an expansion perspective and a stormwater perspective, that close to Pine Creek, it's a challenge. So
Yes,
they
certainly.
were comfortable with the space that they have. I will say that they've invested some capital already. They put $40,000 into a new roof. They've got about $75,000 in electrical upgrades, some that are necessary just, in the event they were doing anything, but their specialty, they have some requirements that needed upgrades. So they've put some investment into the property already.
Right. Thank you. Anyone else have any questions?
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank
See
you
in a
for
few
coming in
weeks.
this evening. All right, next item, please.
Yes, the next item is the adoption of a resolution for the Rylands Sewage Facilities Planning Module. In conjunction with the Rylands preliminary final subdivision lot consolidation, the applicants are requesting sewer services for the new construction on the new lot that was created. The sewage facilities planning module was reviewed by KLH engineers who are recommending approval. The review letter from KLH, it's dated February 21st, that's attached. And I am recommending approval per KLH's review letter.
Anyone have any questions? Doesn't seem like it's the next item, please.
Yes, the next item is the appointment for a vacancy on the Environmental Advisory Council. It's my understanding that the person was here earlier?
Yes,
Yes.
four of us had a chance to speak with both her and or with him and the person interested in the planning commission.
Yes, so that is item E. Yes, so those are the last two that I have.
Now, remind me, how long are those terms, and are they filling out the term for another candidate or starting a new term? Sorry
For the
putting you
planning
on spot.
commission, it was a full term because Mr. Baumann just resigned or
Okay.
did not reappoint.
Okay, so he finished his term, we're starting a new term.
Correct. For EAC, there are a few vacancies, so we'll have to double check on those to see where they are in their term.
All right, thank you.
We'll add it to the next agenda.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Anyone else have any questions?
How long have we been looking for someone on planning commission? Like, when did we first post a vacancy on that? Do we know?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
January.
January? Okay.
All right, any other questions for either D or E? All right, anything else for zoning and planning? All right, other business?
The Rain Barrel giveaway sweepstakes is underway. How many did we have last year? How many applicants? 200, over?
Already.
Yeah, I mean, we have,
Daily.
Seems to be a very popular
it's
thing.
very popular.
Very popular program still, so that's great.
Yeah, very, very
Put
popular.
her name in, I said, you know, if they pull your name in. throw it
Can't do
out."
it, yeah. I would love to put my name in, but obviously not going to.
But she put it in anyway, just because.
Sometimes it's just good to win.
Yeah. And let's hope for some good weather for the Easter egg hunt. It's been hit or miss the last few years and somewhat cold and rainy. And of course, Community Cleanup Day is April 18th, 8 o'clock in the morning. We get started.
Right.
That's it.
And the strategic planning meeting coming up.
Yes, that is correct.
Right, anyone have any questions about any of those?
And so I noticed the strategic planning meeting, it is gonna be at, last year's
Yep.
location?
Yeah,
Okay.
we were
Yes.
unable to secure a location closer, so
That's fine.
hopefully no heavy fog this year going
That's all
over
right.
the river. Yes, I think that's real wood there. All right, anyone else have anything to add? All right, then we will adjourn to an executive session at which we'll be discussing legal and personnel matters. Thank you, everyone, for coming this evening. Hi, Frank.
It's funny. No,